Good morning, everybody. It's a brand new day. Have about 25 to 28, somewhere in that area, miles to go to get a few miles past the Pennsylvania line today to where I'm going to go and rest my weary body during the big rains. It's going to happen tomorrow. It was kind of a rough night for me. It ended up being nauseous still all night long. A couple times I really thought I was going to, really start getting sick. And I just was having really weird dreams, bad dreams all night long. And usually that kind of stuff happens when I have like a fever or something. So I might have had a slight fever. All I know is I slept like I never sleep. Ended up taking that nap yesterday. When I was going to be doing the 24-hour challenge, ended up stopping at 21 miles to take a nap and continue on, and that ended up turning into a 3.5-hour nap instead of a power nap. And then last night I went to bed like 6:30 or 7, and just got up like at 6:30 right now, so it doesn't take me long to get down or take stuff down and get going, but it was a rough night. So hopefully I got some rest that's needed to feel a little better and continue on today. But also, the craziest thing happened last night. Yeah, it's not that crazy, I guess. It's just something I've never had happen. I slept in the shelter because I didn't want to put the tent up. Took the nap in the shelter, and when I decided to stay, I'm like, well, I'm just going to leave my stuff out in here. Well, a couple other section hikers showed up, and they took the top. It was a 2-level shelter, and they took the top. And I know they were still up when I went to bed. And sometime in the middle of the night, probably like midnight or so, or between midnight and 2, somewhere in that area, I hear the most god-awful sound. I have no idea what this sound is. And I just figure it's one of those two, like tossing and turning, because if you've never been out camping or hiking, the sleeping bags and air mattresses, when people roll around, make a lot of noise, including mine. So I just thought it was something like that. Then it's like, man, it is not going away. So I turn over, and it's really dark. It's not like one of these nights where the moon is really bright, where it lights everything up. And I see like a shadow of a tail. I'm like, what the heck? Couldn't find my headlamp, but I had my phone right there, so I turned the phone light on. And I have 4 gigantic raccoons around me. And they are literally just all looking at me, like watching me sleep. And as soon as I turn the phone on, to see them, and I like hold it up to kind of look, one of the coons slowly start to come towards me, like he thought I was handing him the phone, like the phone call was for him or something. And they're just all there, just looking at me, not trying to do anything, just like, look guys, it's Fortune. Fortune's sleeping in the shelter. Okay, I'm sorry. I do this, and if you don't know this by now, I'm sorry that you're seeing this for the first time. I put animal voices with the animals, and I'm a little nuts when it comes to that. But it makes them cute. But they're just all there staring at me like they don't know what's going on or why I'm in there. It's kind of weird. But when the one started to walk towards me, in my Fortune Mountain Dude voice, I said, whoa, 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 whoa. You guys can't be in here. That's exactly what I said. Probably didn't say it with that chuckle, though. I said it a little more forcefully. Hey, guys, you can't be in here. Literally all 4 of them, when I said that, just turned around and walked out. They didn't run. They weren't scared. It was weird. It's like they understood what I was saying. And like, okay, Fortune doesn't want us to be in here when he's sleeping. We'll go away. I stayed awake. Not kidding, though. And I'm not kidding about that either. That's no exaggeration. It's exactly how it happened. They just turned around and walked right out. I guess they were just waiting for my voice to scold them. And anyway, I stayed awake probably for another hour. Every time I thought I heard a noise, I had to shine the light. They never came back. I ended up getting back to sleep, thank goodness, because I was not feeling good. Every time I turned on the left or right, I thought I was going to throw up or something. So I'm glad I made it through the night, and I hope I'm not sick. Like, of course, this time of year with spring and everything happening, it kind of makes me think about Lyme disease or something. So I hope nothing's going on. I try to be as careful as I can with that stuff, and definitely norovirus. I try to be extremely careful with that. Not touching people and, you know, sharing things and stuff like that. I do not like stomach issues. They always are intensified with me. So anyway, fun little story there for you right off the bat. I've never had raccoons surround me and watch me sleep. That was different. But all right, probably about half a mile into this now for the day. It's gonna be a long day and hopefully a strong day to finish up what I couldn't finish yesterday. But that's okay. Not every day can we stand on top of that mountain, so to speak. Sometimes the body is telling us, not today. That's what happened yesterday, so it's okay. We're gonna bust through today and cross that line and put Maryland in the bag today. But right now it's looking very beautiful. That sun peeking through up there. Beautiful greens everywhere. I forgot to tell you that the sound that I was hearing, that god-awful sound, which always is louder and more exaggerated when you're first waking up, if it's something you're not used to. You know, I was trying to figure it out this morning as I was getting ready to go, and like it couldn't have been the boards in the shelter, like chewing on or anything like that. And I couldn't figure it out. And then I went over to my bear can and, you know, was getting that put together so I could put it away in the backpack, and I like hit something on the side of it and like, so then I took it and was like hitting it on the different things that it was around where I keep it, the tree that I kept it by. You know, I always keep it outside the shelter or the tent, you know, a little distance away. And sure enough, that was the sound. Those little boogers were over there messing with my bear can, trying to, I don't know, knock it over or get into it or something. Those little boogers trying to take Fortune's food. And then they come in and stare at me. That's probably why they were staring at me. They're probably like, hey, Fortune, can you come out here and help us? We can't get this thing open. Hey, mister, what you doing down there? Oh, my goodness. I wonder what they were thinking. All right, continuing on. A little bit of a view this morning coming out to where some power lines are in between the trees. Cool colors with the trees and the weeds and the different grasses and such. All kinds of colors going on this morning with the sun hitting it. And then, of course, you got the beautiful power lines. Most of this section this morning doesn't have near the rocks as yesterday did, so that's good. I know the last 15 miles of Maryland is supposed to have a lot of rocks, so it's nice to have a little bit cruisier trail before that starts. Take it a little easier on my sore, weary feet. Feeling pretty good right now. I think all the rest that I got, which, my goodness, I mean, I didn't sleep the whole time, obviously, but between the nap and last night, it was probably about 14 or 15 hours of laying down. My body must have been in some, well, it's not even my body. My feet are really sore, but from the rocks, they need a little break. But just the tiredness and exhaustion, I must have been pretty exhausted. And it wasn't even from the hike yesterday, because it's only like 21, well, a little bit more than 21 miles yesterday. I do that every day. So just the lack of sleep and then getting up early definitely felt good. But I'm going to take a rest day tomorrow too, so hopefully that'll get everything back to good. And southern part of PA will be some higher mileage for me, so I'll be able to make up some time. It's not like I really have to make up time, because basically the miles I'm doing today with the miles I did yesterday would be the 4-state challenge plus. And I would have been taking the Friday off anyway because of the rain. I try to get those days off when it's torrential rains, because it's one thing if it's raining, but it's another thing if it's raining and getting down to like freezing at night. That's miserable and could be dangerous if you end up getting wet and can't get dry and you're out there in a shelter or in a tent. So I try to plan accordingly, even though I don't really have plans. Those are my loose plans I try to use to gauge how far I'm going to go and such. So that's the plan. Already talked to a shuttle driver there, and looks like not a big amount of hostels in that area. So there is a motel there that I'm going to probably stay at when I get over across the Pennsylvania border, in a little town called Waynesboro, which is ironic because I just stayed in a town called Waynesboro. And then I had Wayne, a shuttle driver in Elkton. So I'm thinking there's a theme going on here. But anyway, that's kind of the plan for tonight. We'll see what happens. It's a loose plan, but helps get me out of the rain tomorrow and helps me heal up a little bit more. Not that I need healing, but I definitely needed that rest, and my feet needs to rest. So it'll be good, especially after a rocky day here. But all right, continuing on, seeing what the day brings. The AT went through a campground where I was able to use the restroom, and they even had some showers in there. I didn't take one, but some potable water and a hand pump. Come across this road here, and right over here is a restaurant. Stinks that they're not open. Could get some nice breakfast. Here's a really cool church over here that the AT goes by. Looks pretty old. Might be from back in the 1800s or so. But then the trail comes to this little open area before going back in the forest again. And all of a sudden it is just completely overcast today. So I don't know if it's going to stay like that all day or if the sun's going to come back out. But either way, I think it's supposed to be in the 60s. So it should be warm enough on the trek today. A little over 20 miles to go here. And then I'll be setting up my camp in a room tonight. All right. Coming into a nice dark section of forest here with some pines up above and a nice cruisy trail. It might make me a little salty that the trail is this nice, because this would have been the section I was doing yesterday when I just couldn't go any further because I needed to sleep, because I was literally starting to fall asleep as I was walking. Don't think I've ever been that tired, just from lack of sleep, and then getting up so early to start that challenge yesterday, and then the sleep that I did get, it was broken off and on. Kind of salty that it was going to be this cruisy and nice right here, but oh well, it just makes today easier for now. But it's really nice and pretty in here with that darkness. Almost reminds me a little bit of Oregon, except the trail is much wider than anything out there. 3 of us hikers could stand side by side walking here. Beautiful though. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days. If it's stuck in my head, it has to be stuck in your head too. I am not sure what these creatures are, but they sure do move fast. You know, one thing that is a good sign that there's bear activity in the area, besides scat, is rocks turned over. Because bears like to, turn big rocks over and look for the insects underneath them to munch on. Kind of like corn chips for us, I guess. But I've seen a lot in the last half a mile here. Huge rocks that just not something a human could overturn, like that right there. Something big like that, just dug right out of the ground. But you could tell there's been like no digging, like a shovel or something. So it's definitely not human. Just straight up out of the ground with a big hole underneath it, and it's a little bit off, like it's been moved over so somebody could stick their snout in it. Still haven't seen any bear yet, though. Heard that one bear. And maybe those raccoons last night were really bears with Zorro mask on. They were very tiny bears, if they were. It still makes me laugh that I just told them to leave, and they did. Like, you're not supposed to be in here. Like, oh, my bad, sorry. I think I'm about 10 miles in right now. Definitely been some cruisier part of the trail today than yesterday. Not as many rocks, but I'm back in the rock section now. Not too bad yet. The kind you can walk on, so not hurting my feet too bad, but about 15 or so to go probably. Maybe 16 miles, I don't know, to the Pennsylvania line and where I'm going to get picked up to take my, if you want to call it, Nero. It's not really a Nero. Not when you're talking 25, 26 miles. That's not a Nero. But that's where I'm getting picked up, and that's about how far I have to go. So staying strong so far. Stomach's a little queasy off and on. I just ate some food to, because you got to force yourself to eat, but it made me a little queasy eating. So I didn't eat as much as I normally would. I really think it was that food from the gas station. I can't think of anything else that made me feel rough, and probably the whole reason I was so stinking tired yesterday. Just my body fighting off some silly bug that I got from gas station food, I guess. I don't know. But feeling better, feeling stronger today. Definitely needed that rest. The trail's pretty much the same as it has been right now. You got these logs with rocks that has been input here for like the last mile on ascensions and descensions. And getting close to, let's see, definitely more than halfway through the state, almost 2/3 through the state now. So can't wait to cross that line and put another state in the bag. Just got some water here. Look how fresh and clean that looks. Not much of it here, but plenty to fill up the jugs and filter. But wow, that is so fresh and clean looking. Nice and cold too. Feels like a Midwestern or Great Lakes, whatever you want to call it. Midwestern, a lot of people think is Iowa, Kansas, all of that. When I was growing up in Ohio, the Midwest was to us Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. So it's a little different to everybody. But it feels like one of those early spring days today. Even though I haven't officially crossed the line into Pennsylvania, the Mason-Dixon line, it is about 60 degrees and overcast. Nice hiking weather. I'm feeling a little rough today, still queasy and everything. Stomach a little upset, a little achy in my body. Not like aches from hiking, like muscle aches, just it's hard to explain, like not feeling well aches. So my body's definitely trying to fight something off. Gonna keep pushing through though until I get to where I'm going, so I can rest tonight and tomorrow and have a good fresh start hopefully then on Saturday, and getting to the halfway point, which will be either Saturday or Sunday hopefully, God willing. Looks like I'm having a little bit of an incline push here, not much. It's like 600 over the next 5 miles, so it comes in little spurts and then kind of flattens out and evens out. I would rather climb than go over rocks, as you know, though. Like to climb a little bit. Gets the body working. But feels really nice today. Beautiful green. Squirrels and birds are out. Just having a good old time today. Haven't seen too many bees or flowers. So, not as much as in Virginia at least. But it's still a beautiful day. Not too many views to speak of. So far in Maryland, most anything that had a view was kind of on a side trail. And obviously I have places to be and miles to get. So this is one of those days I'm not doing any side trails, but none of them are to summits. Because if there was a summit, I'd probably still do it. But I think I'm down to about 12 miles now, 12, 13 miles, maybe 14. And I'll be able to call it a day. The gentleman I talked to yesterday morning, can't remember his trail name right off the top of my head, but he said the last 15 miles of Maryland gets pretty rocky. Well, he was wrong. It's the last 13 miles. Not 15. But I'm here, and so are the rocks. I am thankful for those extra 2 miles of graciousness on the trail. I am not looking forward to all these rocks. I'm kind of just wanting to get done into Pennsylvania and to rest my weary, aching, exhausted body. But these rocks are saying, we want to give you a going away present. So, that's what they're doing. And these are not fun at all. I mean, on a day where I wasn't hurting and just wanting to get and rest, these probably would be fun actually. When I wasn't trying to rush to get a certain amount of miles in to get to where I need to get picked up. But that's not the case today. So I guess we're going to play with rocks all the way out of the state. Oh well. Embrace the suck. think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. The trail has cleared out a little bit. There's just random rocks instead of constant rocks and boulders you have to climb over. The boulders are almost better, but they're not, because you're still lifting your legs and reaching out far, but you can almost get a rhythm stepping from one to the other most of the time. But yeah, the little pointed ones and stuff like that, you have to slow way down, you know, when there's not room to step in between them. Like I said, the big ones, though, you can kind of maneuver over top of them, but it just uses so much more energy doing that. And right now, I don't have the energy for that today. Just so much achiness and everything in my body right now. But I'm getting close. I think there's like 10 miles left. So, getting close to the end of Maryland. I would love if it stayed like this till the end, but something tells me there's going to be some more rocks, but we'll take whatever it gives us and with a smile on our face, because we're conquering and overcoming and getting closer to the end and progressing every step. But I still might say boo to the rocks. Okay, gonna keep on going here. See how far we can get. And well, I mean, I know how far I'm gonna get. See how fast I can get there, I guess, without hurting myself and being safe. Because I really want to shower. Yes, I do. So since the beginning of coming into Maryland, Maryland has a big rock wall on basically the east side through a lot of the trail. Not quite all of it, but a lot of it. And the trail is now taking me up here to the rock wall. I think it's taking me over the wall. So I think I get to see what's on the other side. I'm not sure exactly if that's what it is, but it sure does appear to be that. So this is one time I kind of welcome the rocks, because I might get to see what's on the other side wall, or there's another rock wall up there maybe. Maybe this wasn't the same one that's seen in the beginning. Maybe now there's 2 or 3 rock walls. I don't know if I'll ever go over it, because it's on the east side, and obviously I'm not going east, I'm going north. Kind of northeast, I think. But I don't know if there's going to be any views open up or not. Maryland just kind of keeps itself sheltered in, I guess, with that wall. But that's okay. They can't keep me in. Fortune's going to get out. Not saying they're trying to or anything. Or maybe I am. I don't know. I might be delirious. Maybe you just shouldn't listen to me. Or maybe you should. Maybe it's very entertaining. Or maybe I'm full of wisdom and I don't even know it right now. I don't know. All I know is I'm just going to keep walking this trail and see where it goes and see what comes up and see if I do cross any rock walls. Woo! I need some donuts or some meals that have a lot of protein and calories. I don't know, but I'm going to town, so I'll be able to get some there after my nice hot shower that will hopefully relax my muscles and my feet. Okay, I'm going to continue on now. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. Maryland just gave me a steep little climb. It wasn't very fun, but let's just say it was. Okay, I'm actually joking. It actually was fun. Been missing those steep climbs, and it wasn't that rocky, so made it even more fun. I don't think there's a whole lot of them left. I think it's pretty gradual up and downs until the end now, but that one got me sweating. Felt good. I am loving it. Definitely has some rocky sections. Definitely gets brutal on the feet, but it has shades of this type of trail too. And it's a lot different than what I heard, that the last 15 miles was really rocky and pretty much all rocks. So I heard that from several people actually. And I am glad that it's not all rocks. I'm glad I built it up in my head to be worse than what it actually is, because now it seems like a bonus and a blessing to be able to have some of this on my exit from Maryland. So I'm not silly enough to think it's going to be like this all the way to the end, but I will definitely take this while it's here, for sure. It's feeling good on the feet. Oh my goodness. I finally get an opening that doesn't have power lines. Not big mountains or anything, but a little bit of hills there, some beautiful green and different colors of the trees. And it looks like I get to walk through a meadow. Well, this isn't good. Coming down this well, it's not the last decline, but descension here. And I hear these guns in the background. And then the, like, air raid or tornado siren, whatever you want to call it, starts going off. And these guns sound really darn close. Not sure what's going on or if they're associated at all. It just seems like a weird time to be testing the sirens. I don't know if you can hear those gunshots or not. I don't know, maybe it's a gun range or something. Just a weird time to have the air raid siren going off with it. Don't like that at all. Just gives you that uneasy feeling for sure. Alright, so I dug into the map and there is a gun club close. So that gives me a little peace of mind about that. The air raid siren must have just been a coincidence. Because I started hearing sirens and everything there too. I was starting to get a little paranoid, I'm not going to lie. But must have been sirens for a fire or something, or because I know some towns do that in some states. But goodness, those guns sound close, but it is close according to the map. So, whew, that is a little nerve-wracking, especially when you're used to the peace and quiet of the forest with the occasional high-flying traffic. But all is good. I want to make sure y'all didn't worry. Water crossings, for the most part, are much easier on the Appalachian Trail than in the Sierra. Just saying. This last quarter mile has been straight up. Marilyn did have a little gift to say goodbye. Nice and rocky and steep. Nothing like waiting till mile 23. Oh my goodness. I'm sweating up a storm here. Alright. And then I see coming down out of it, coming down to the Pennsylvania line, or Penmar Park, which is 3/10 from the line. Coming down to there, it's like a 1,000-foot drop in a mile, so that should be interesting. All right, let's see what happens. That is definitely the biggest push of the last 4 days. 100 miles in the last 4 days, and there was nothing as intense as that. That was a good, quick, steep, I think somewhere between 500 and 750 feet. But wow, at the end of the day, when you're already tired and achy and woo, woo. So I just looked at the map and I stand corrected. It does not drop 1,000 feet in the last mile. It only drops a few hundred feet in the last mile, and drops about 600 in the 2 miles before that, or 700. So it's spread out a little bit on the drop. I was thinking, like, man, how's it gonna drop? It's like at the highest point here, it gets to like 1,700. So it's a little up and down before then, and then drops at the end to get to the Penmar Park. I have about a total of another 500 of ascension, and like 1,000 or so, or 1,200, I don't know what it is, descension, and 6 miles, I think, or less than 6 miles now, maybe 5 miles. Hopefully it's a lot of this, so I can make up some good time to where my ride will be picking me up to take me into Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, to get some much needed rest for this achy body and some food for this achy belly. This rock field here at the end is so much of a mess. You can't tell where the trail is most of the time. So I'm glad they have most of the trail marked with blazes, so you know at least the general direction you're walking. Some of it wasn't. Like when they were the big boulders coming down and such, it's hard to determine where you're supposed to go. Almost lost my balance right there. See, right here you got the double, and then it turns that way. Would have not have known that without pulling out the map and looking at it every 2 minutes. But I have a ride that's going to be waiting on me soon, so I don't have time for all that. I'm getting pretty darn worn out, just for the record. And I am ready to eat some food and just lay down on a bed. Ugh. Yep. So it wasn't the last 15 miles it was rocky, but there was some spurts of it. But the last 3 to 4, definitely rocky. Guess what? I'm on my last mile for the day. And I was wrong. Of course, I already said that, but I was way wrong. I don't know how I read it that way. All that last couple to 3 miles was a descension on rocks, and then back up on the rocks, and then down on the rocks. I only have like 100 feet descension in the next mile, this last mile, and 23 feet up. So basically, it's very even. It's still rocky, but it's more stones than rocks right now. But in my last mile, it's been a day. I'm telling you, on a day that, you know, my joints and body is just achy. Probably have a little mild fever going on. Nothing major, but enough to make you just feel drained. After being very drained yesterday and laying down or trying to sleep for about 15 hours. Something's definitely being fought off in my body. So to push through like I did today, I'm proud of myself for sure. 27.8 miles. 5,500 feet of elevation. Like, well, that's what you do a lot of days. Yeah, a little more than a marathon. But that's okay. Because today was tougher. My body didn't want to move. I had to push it every mile. Started feeling a little stronger at some point. And then it hit the rocks. And then it really brought on the achiness. And those rocks were tough, but I welcome the challenge. So Maryland is almost done. I am getting picked up in a park called Penmar Park and being driven into Waynesboro with my ride. And I am going to get some food right away and then get a really nice warm shower, hot shower, and maybe even a bath to soak in. But lots and lots of food. Gonna pick up on the way back, hopefully, so I don't have to leave the room again tonight, because I need to just lay down and stretch out after I soak. Woo, what a day. Penmar Park. Looks pretty nice. Little concert venue there. Benches everywhere. Over there I see a big sign saying the distance to Maine and Georgia. But I will show you that at the beginning of the next video. Looks like a good way to start it off. Now I'm going to go find the parking area, so I can get picked up. Really nice park. Jeez. Hardly anyone out here though. Kind of weird. It's a really nice night. Alright. See y'all later. And the state of Maryland is in the... Oh, hold on. We can't do that today. Penmar Park is actually 0.3 miles before the line. I could keep walking those 0.3 miles, but unfortunately my ride is going to be at that park, so then I would have to walk backwards 0.3 miles. So I'm just going to let it wait until the next video. What a great way for the video to start out, putting Maryland in the bag. But not today.